Jake. And we'll start with Emily.
Jake, first of all, congratulations. What has the last 48 hours or so been like for you?
Been pretty wild. Yeah, obviously, every one of these stories that you hear of guys coming up, it's always very crazy. I was just told, with COVID that they would possibly need me, that I was scratched from my start on Monday, and then I would have to catch a plane on Tuesday and come on up and hopefully get my shot. And then I found out later last night that it was going to be official. And from that point on, I was smiling the whole time, but just really excited to get out there and trying to take it all in, obviously.
How many friends and family members were you able to get there time for tonight's start?
Yeah, luckily, it's a pretty decent show out. I was very, very fortunate and appreciative of some friends that came over. I grew up in the Chicago area, so it was a 5-hour drive for them. And then my parents were able to make it out. My uncle was here as well from my family, and a bunch of other friends. And then my last year in 2017 at Kent State, I got pretty close with the coaching group there, so they were able to make it out as well. So that was pretty special, and it was amazing.
And then, what do you take from this first start tonight?
Yeah, I thought it was. I liked the way that I competed. I liked the way that I kept my composure and not let anything affect me. I was happy with the way I got ahead and attacked hitters. My stuff was a little shaky in the beginning. I was leaving a few of my breaking pitches up, but I got my changeup and curveball back as the outing progressed, and I thought that was huge for me. Just keeping hitters off balance is always going to be very, very pivotal for me. So that'll be awesome to take into hopefully the next start.
Thanks, bud. Appreciate you. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Go to Jeff Wilson.
Hey, Jake, what'd you learn tonight about pitching in the major leagues?
I learned that, at the end of the day, it's a baseball game, and it's something we've been doing for my entire life, and that should never change. And so I'm very happy that I was able to do that. Obviously, as you go up, and as I've learned through the minor leagues, as you go up, you just have to be finer, and the mistakes that you make will end up, costing you. Luckily, I obviously said I didn't walk people, so solo home runs won't always beat you. But you just being finer with your mistakes is going to be the biggest thing moving forward.
You didn't seem intimidated. Is that the competitiveness you're talking about? I mean, you came out firing strikes.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the anxiety was there a little bit. I kept saying to a lot of my friends and family that I really just wanted to be as focused as I possibly could. And I felt like that was huge for me, just trying to lock in on Jose's glove the entire night, like not getting caught up in my surroundings or everything that was going on, or maybe a fan saying something here and there. But I felt like that approach worked for me, and no reason I should ever change. That's kind of been my MO my entire career, is just, taking each moment in and not letting it get to me.
Hey, when Jose rehabbed at Frisco, did he catch you at all?
He did. He was able to catch me one of the games, and I thought that was huge. Just being able to work with them, getting to get into his mindset was huge. Obviously, he studies hitters like no one I've ever seen before. So,
okay, awesome. Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you.
Eric Nadel.
Hey, Jake, we were wondering, were you throwing a curve and a slider, or are you just changing speeds on the curveball?
Yeah, I do throw both. I throw a curveball and a slider. Curveball I've thrown my entire career. Slider's a newer pitch for me. I've only thrown it for 2 years now. So.
And you worked at a really brisk pace. Is that your normal pace, or in this case tonight, were you just going with whatever Jose put down?
Yeah, I think for me, tempo has always been a big thing. Just keeping the same rhythm. If I can get out of the rhythm in the windup, that just, it takes any thought out of it for me, and it just allows me to work off of feel. That's something I've always done and will continue to do.
Great. Thank you. It was fun to watch you.
Thank you.
Go to Joe Hoyt.
Hey, Jake, could you hear your friends and family? They were kind of loud at certain points.
They were. I could hear them. I mean, I figured no one else was going to say my name from the Cleveland side, so I was figuring it was them. That was pretty special, honestly. It was cool to hear them. At the end, they started to get a little more rowdy, and I was trying to feed off of their energy, so that was really cool.
Did you have the chance to, say anything to your friends, family, or parents after the game?
I did, yeah. I did. I just briefly saw them at the end down the right field line and was able to see their smiling faces. So that was pretty special. It's just a day you dream of, obviously, as a kid. And it was kind of crazy how it all came together right at this moment, but very, very appreciative of it.
Awesome. Thanks, Jake.
Thank you.
Did you have something, Levi, or are you good? Okay, we'll go back to Jeff.
You mentioned Kent State, and you had a pretty interesting journey just before the draft. So that season, it sounds like maybe those guys kept you ready for the draft. I mean, how did that all work out?
Yeah, absolutely. I was familiar with Jeff Duncan prior to going to Kent State. He was a coach at Purdue, recruited me out of high school, being from Midwest area. So I kind of knew of him. He also went to my high school, had a pretty good career there, was like the first player to get drafted out of high school from Lamont High School. And then Coach Birkbeck, I met on my visit there. And it was just the knowledge that they had, that they brought, was really cool. They were very, very accommodative of me. We tried the hardest that we could to get the waiver to play that year. When it fell through, nothing changed on their end. They were like, okay, well, we'll prepare you to get to the big leagues. If you end up staying, like, that'll be awesome for our team going forward. But they were very crucial in my process of getting drafted that year. It was a good change that I needed. And, I'm obviously very thankful for them.
So you weren't behind at all when you got drafted? You don't feel?
I was behind.
You were not behind?
Not behind? No, I mean, I didn't pitch my first 2 years at LSU. I've had 8 innings. And so I felt like I actually threw while I was at Kent State as opposed to LSU. So that was huge. Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anything else for Jake? Alex?
Hey, Jake, being from Lamont, Illinois, I know Nick Solak in Naperville is in a different suburb. Did you know Nick at all, or did you know Wes Benjamin at all in that area?
I did not know Wes in high school. I did know Nick. Nick was a part of – there was a few teams that I played with travel-wise growing up, and I played with him a few weekends, I know that. And obviously there was a lot of guys at that time when I was being recruited that went to Louisville. And so I was very familiar with those guys. And I always saw them in workouts and whatnot in the off season. So we weren't necessarily that close, but we had a lot of conversations, younger when we were growing up.
All right, Jake, thank you so much and congratulations.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Anything else? We're good? Back to Eric.
Sorry, just one last question, Jake. If I'm not mistaken, Lamont went to the Little League World Series one time. Were you involved in that?
I was not. That was the year before me, actually. So that was pretty cool to watch on TV. A lot of those guys that graduated the class before me, or 2 classes before me, if I'm right. That was not me, though.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll let Jake go, and that will conclude our Zooms for tonight. Thank you, Jake. Congratulations.
Thank you, guys.
Great job, and we'll see everybody tomorrow.